Russell Crowe's apparently the Exorcist dude with Pope's Exorcist and this hunk of crap, The Exorcism. The idea of this movie is pretty cool. They're remaking The Exorcist with Russell Crowe, and he's an actor living in New York, has a drinking problem, his wife died, and they have this actor who's trying to remember his lines and walking around on set, where I guess then he chokes himself and jumps off the movie set and dies on set. An omen like accident would have been cool, or a light falling on him. No, man, it's just sorry he just choked himself with his own hand and fell down. I don't know, man. Lame. Then there's no horror for a bit because it's just Russell Crowe getting along with his daughter and his daughter sort of crushing on his co-star. Is this by Disney? Put a chicken in it, make her gay. Russell Crowe gets a script and it's all marked up like a used textbook, and you're like, all right, what, the devil or the demon's supposed to be like marking up your script? I was in public school, man. All our textbooks look like that. Make it bleed or turn on fire or something. They start filming like a exorcism scene, and you're like, wow, that movie looks better than the one we're watching right now. Then a bunch of eerie stuff starts to happen on the set, like light starts to fall, and I guess mechanics are breaking. So from that, you're like, all right, that's sort of cool. It's almost like Wes Craven's New Nightmare, or there's a killer on set like Scream 3. One of those like movies inside of movies deal. And Russell Crowe's just like caught sleepwalking. I think he's drinking a bit more now. And then he starts to get like Evil Dead sort of infection in his neck. I don't get mostly what's happening too, because it's like, well, he's grieving the loss of his wife, but he's also like bleeding and sleepwalking. But the doctor's like, you're not taking his medicine, so he's sick. And then they go more into his backstory, and I guess he was like raped or molested by a priest way back in the day. I am not sure. Like, pick one of those things. And what? The guy for Frasier is actually like the priest consultant on this film, and ends up being like the priest trying to help out Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe, like, one day on set, he acts all weird and starts contorting his body. You can't have an exorcism movie with someone not contorting at one point. Serious, dude. Like, ever since the Exorcist girl spun her head around, if you don't contort your body, you're not really possessed. Here we gotta do the exorcism checklist. Like, contorting your body, check. Black eyes, check. Banging your head on something, check. And speaking in a foreign language, check. The only thing he didn't do yet is probably throw up, but, you know, that's good enough to really do an exorcism. So they fire him, and they replace him with Sam Worthington, but then Sam Worthington gets, like, a hand coming through a mirror and chokes him, and glass ends up in his face and dies. I totally forgot the guy from Avatar was in this movie. He was probably only like filmed like for 2 days or so. And how'd he get a glass shard like in his eye to kill you? Maybe just lose the eye. I don't know, but it's not like he stabbed him. He just grabbed him by the neck, and then the next scene he had a glass in his eye. Now Russell Crowe is body slamming his daughter, beating everybody up. They tried the exorcism on set. He's like mentally throwing people against the wall. It's the three of them versus him. And then the priest actually steps up and tries to be a hero. Like, take me instead. Like the original Exorcist. Russell Crowe's like, all right, I'll try it. I'm reading this book and bursts into flames. So the demon successfully transferred bodies to the priest, and I guess Russell Crowe can't really do an exorcism, so I'm going to do the next best thing and stab this vato in the head with a cross. And that's how you beat somebody who's possessed. Just kill them. Then the ending is like, well, I'm getting along great with my daughter now. We're on a beach somewhere. I'm like, dude, yeah, you left the country because they can link you to 2 murders and everything. So he's like, fuck that. I'm going to Costa Rica or something like that where they can't extradite me.